Let me welcome each and every one of you to today's Final Exam School of Ministry class, EMOAF School of Ministry. I'm your teacher, Evangelist Anita Fuentes, and here we are. The day has come where we have completed all the classes and finally get to embark on the final examination. So this is how it's going to be done. We're doing it a bit differently this year, and I'm very excited to introduce it this way. It probably is a bit overdue, but I'll take it. It's really, truly a gift from the Lord, I believe. Our final exam is going to be done online for the first time. And the way it's going to be done is as follows. You would simply go to our website, www.emoaf.org. When you go to our website, you're going to click on the link, School of Ministry. Once you click on the link, School of Ministry, for the Session 4 Back to Basics classes, right on that same homepage or that same school page for Session 4, you're going to follow instructions, and it says the following. It says to take final exam, click on the test exam link. The link is right on that same page of the Session 4 Back to Basics School of Ministry page on our website. Once you click on that link, you're going to have instructions. First, you have to put your name. The name that you need to put is the name that you registered for our classes with. Also, you're going to need an access code. The access code is on our web page, on that same page in the same instructional area. And it is case sensitive, so be sure to follow the specific way that the access code is stated on the web page. And from there, you will receive further instructions, and let me give you those further instructions. Again, the further instructions will be on that link once you click there, but I want to give you a heads up as to what to expect. First and foremost, the final exam is only for the students that have registered. So I want to write that down. Final exam only for students who have registered for our School of Ministry, who have taken each class course. And when I say take, that you have actually taken each class course, it's not just for a few minutes, but you actually took part of each class course from beginning to end. Also, the final exam is only for students who have taken notes and outlines as instructed. And of course, this was instructed throughout each class. I, as your teacher, being led by the Holy Spirit, would let you know when to take notes. And for the most part, actually, I always stated that if it's on the board, write it down. And of course, anything outside of that I will simply share with you and teaching with you in each class is up to your discretion if you want to write down what I may say. But anything that was on the board was going to be on the final exam. So, the final exam is for the students who have registered, the students that have taken each class course and completed it, or completely, and the students who have taken notes and outlines as instructed. There is what is called, once you get to the final exam on our online link, what's called a statement of integrity. Can you all repeat that with me? A statement of integrity. Didn't mean to cross that out. I'll actually write that in red because this is a very important part for our final exams. Okay, that red didn't work. Statement of integrity. The statement of integrity, again, it's on the online final exam link, and I will read to you what it says on the statement of integrity that you will have to be in agreement with, or you won't be able to further complete the final exam. Statement of integrity says the following: I have completed all classes and exegesis of Session 4 Back to Basics, including notes and outlines as required. I have studied for the finals privately in the finals review. So I have to be sure to put that as well. Final exam only for students who have registered, taken each class course completely, taken notes and outlines as instructed, and have studied per final review. If you don't meet any of these requirements, you really can't take the final exam until you have done all 4. If you answer no to any of these, please do not go any further in the final exam until all classes and requirements have been met. You may say, well, why do I have to do that? Why can't I just take the final exam, even though I probably didn't study when I was instructed to in the final reviews video, and if I believe I know it, why can't I just do the tests? Well, it's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because we are a school of order. God is a God of order, and you are to follow instructions as the student. So if you are instructed to make sure you meet all 4 requirements before taking the final exam, you are to simply follow the instructions of that order. Secondly, the final exam is a very important exam, just as all of our exams are. It encompasses the weeks that you have put in since the beginning of the school year. Now, I understand that there were students who started the school year, the Session 4 Back to Basics, way after the official start date. And that's fine. If you have completed all class courses, if you have completed all that is required, you are able to take the test. But if you're nowhere near to being complete, don't feel the pressure of not being able to participate into today's final exam. The final exam will be available. It's online, and whenever you have completed all the requirements and you're ready to go, then you can embark on the final exam. A couple of days from now, a week from now, a few months from now. Each class is at your own pace, but for those students who have been following us on these live classes, or even archived, but just week by week by week, and you have met all the requirements, then I expect you to participate in the final exam today. And again, if you have, maybe you're just one class away, then you could start the final exam as soon as that class is completed, and again, all requirements are completed. That happens because we have many students who have different schedules. They're not able to participate with our online classes that are live every Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. So please understand that if you're not able to participate now because you're probably a class away, or you haven't really studied, or you're kind of maybe a couple of days away from studying, and you need that extra time, you go ahead and take that time, just so as long, I want to make sure I'm making this very clear, just so as long as that when you follow the instructions, you go to the link to do the final exam, you have completed all these instructions. You can't go any further. Now, if anybody says, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. You're not watching over me, evangelist. I can kind of do whatever I want. You can't tell me I can't do that. I feel confident that I'll be able to pass the exam without having to go back and study or having to go back and complete all the classes, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it my way. Well, you can try to be like Frank Sinatra. Is that the guy who sang the song My Way? The thing is that you're not prepared or cut out for ministry. Again, this is a school of order. God is a God of order, and you have to follow the instructions that is given to you by the Holy Spirit here through these classes here at the School of Ministry. If you feel that you're still going to go ahead and try to usurp authority and kind of do it your way because I'm not watching over you, then you won't be able to receive your certificate of completion. Each and every student gets to receive a certificate of completion for the work that they embarked on and that they contributed to within their own studies for these classes. Please understand that School of Ministry is at no charge right now, and we're very honored and privileged to offer it at no charge. If you were to pay for a school, just as it's typical in today's society. You pay for college, you pay for universities, you pay tuition and so forth. You're going to be expected to follow the instructions and to still do what is required of you to do to meet the final exams and for you to graduate and receive your certificate or diploma or what have you. There's no difference here. Just because we're a school of ministry that is at no charge to you doesn't mean that it's going to be cheapened. As a matter of fact, it's much more valuable because now there is no excuse as to why you should not be completing all that's required, because there is no tuition fees or any additional cost for you to receive your certificate of completion. So I hopefully made that clear. Again, statement of integrity must be agreed to, and this will be on the link when you click onto the final exam. After that, this is what is going to welcome you in today's final exam. There are 226 questions on today's final exam. They will vary between multiple choice, true or false, fill in the blank, and at the very last portion of the finals, you will be expected to write a brief paragraph, a brief statement. It is a timed test. You will have 2.5 hours to complete the test. If someone asks, wow, is that how long it's going to take for me to complete it? That's up to you. It may take you an hour to complete it. It may take you the whole 2.5 hours. It may take you 45 minutes. So it's however however time you need to complete the test, but you have up to 2.5 hours to complete it. I also need to reiterate that, or to make it clear that once you go to our website, EMOAF.org, and you click the link School of Ministry and you follow the instructions to go to the link to take you to the actual online test, when you put your name, when you put the access code, is going to get you in. And once you're in, it says, copy this other code just in case you stop the test and you have to come back to it later. Because if you start from the very beginning, and let's say you're in question 100 and you need to stop for a moment because the baby's crying, or you have to take a phone call. Hopefully there's no distractions, but stuff like that happens. If you're taking, if you're in a in-home or online environment, at your house or what have you, and you need to maybe step away for a few minutes, but you're going to come back within 10 minutes or so. And if you don't copy that access code, the new one that you'll receive in the link, when you go back to retrieve your testing, you're going to have to literally start all over. You don't want to do that. Unless you want to. I don't think you want to. So be sure to, again, follow the instructions. The instructions are going to be very clear. Once you get to this part, you click the link on the School of Ministry for the final exam, and you follow those instructions. Be sure to copy that additional code so that, again, you'll be able to go back into where you left off if you need to cut out of the test for a few minutes. But my advice is that you don't do that. You take the time. Of course, many of you are here this far because you knew that today's finals. So you're going to have the time to do this and complete it in the time allotted. There will be a grade chart. Your test will be graded. And the way that the grade chart is, will be is as follows. If you have 210 questions answered correctly to 226, you have an A, and that's excellent. If you answer 195 questions correct to 209, that will give you a B, and you will have done a good job. If you answer 180 to 194 correct, and I don't want it to look like it's a minus. It's not an A minus or a B minus. It's not that. So let me kind of redo this here. again, there's no minuses in this. A, excellent, B, good, C would be, you met the average required to pass the test. And if you answered 159 to 179 answers correctly, that is a D. However, it is still a passing grade. If you are below 178, that is an F. However, listen, it is a fail, but you will be able to do the test over. You can do the test over. This is only after you study a bit more. Maybe for some, a lot more. So that's our grade chart. Kind of erase the star so I won't look too much in the way there. So again, this year we're doing the final exams a bit differently, but I'm very excited as to the way we're doing it. So after your test is completed, you will be able to get the grades immediately. So it will immediately test your scores. You'll be able to see what questions you had correct, what questions you did not have correct. If you received a C average and below, and you say, you know what, I'm really not happy with my grade, I really want to see if I can get a bit higher, I think, I'd like to try it again, you can do that at your discretion. If you are a B and up, please do not take the test over. You have received your final grade. There is one opportunity if you have a C grade and below to retake the test. Again, if you just feel that you want to study a bit more, you want to just get a better grade. Please understand the following. Once you go back to the test, in this case, you redo the test, the multiple choice will be completely different. The questions will still be the same, but the multiple choice will be different. So there's going to be a scramble. So what may have been, the answer may have been A in number 21, but when you retake the test, if you desire to do that, it may be this time C for answer 21. Do you understand? Let's see if there's anything else before I let you all go to do the finals. Yes, of course. This is very important. This is a closed book final exam. These markers. These precious markers. Where's my ink? This is a closed book final exam. In other words, there will be no notes. There will be no helping aids, such as videos from any of our classes that will be used during the taking of this final exam. If you studied, you're prepared. The Lord is with you. You can sit back, relax, shut off any distractions, and you can really begin the test from this point on. I thought there was something else I wanted to add. Let me double check here. Once you have completed the final exam, at the end of the final exam, you will receive further instructions as to how to obtain your certificate of completion on our website. And we want to ask that you, as always, that you do help support the School of Ministry that is provided to you at no charge. Of course, it's no charge to you, but we have to meet a budget in order to make these classes in school possible. By God's grace, there are our students and additional supporters of this ministry who help make these broadcasts possible. So we want to ask that you join us in helping prepare now for session 5 of the 2018-2019 school year. But in the meantime, I don't know if you have any additional questions. If you do, you can email me at Anita. I'll just put my web address or my email address here. Anita at EMOAF.org. And I think that may be it. I think I can now. I'm going to let you all go. I believe that is it for today's instructions, and when you are ready to receive the final exam or to get into it, to do it, go ahead and follow the instructions on our website. I will be seeing all tests. I get to see how well you all did. I won't be contacting you personally, however. Again, you're going to have a lot of liberty to be able to see your own answers, both correct and non-correct. And one more thing. Oh, please hold on. Once, while the test is active, while the final exam is active, it is online. So let's say you did number 100, you're in number 105, and you thought, wait a minute, I think number 100 was supposed to have been true versus false, or what have you, multiple choice. And you want to go back and correct the answer. As long as the test is active, you can do that. Once you have fully completed the test, you will not be able to go back and correct any answers. Your grade will be your grade, okay? And I think that's it. All right. God bless, Godspeed, and enjoy your finals in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.